What's going on, people? Thank you for tuning into today's video. So today what I thought I'd do is, having got 20,000 followers over on Instagram, is do a little Q&A, a little bit of a celebration, but also to engage with you guys, because there's a few things I want to do. Firstly, I need 20k of you over on Instagram to subscribe to this channel so we can get 20k. But also alongside that, what I want is some of you who only follow on YouTube to go over on Instagram and follow me there as well, because what I actually do is Q&As like this on a weekly basis. So if you want free advice, well, I shouldn't have said that because most people don't value free, but if you want good advice and honest advice from somebody who's been doing this for almost 10 years now, then that's the place to go. And also what I figured is I'll set a timer as well, because let's be honest guys, you don't want to hear me speaking for 30 minutes. So with that, let's get going. Okay Siri, can you put an alarm on for 10 minutes please? That's embarrassing. Hey Siri, can you put an alarm on for 10 minutes please? And by the way, if I don't pronounce your name right, I do apologise. So the first one is by Daljinder Kuna. Shall I get a builder in to manage my refurb or get my own tradesman? So if you have your own tradesman, obviously use your own tradesman because you obviously know him. But I'm assuming you may mean here in terms of maybe subcontracting, i.e. having different trades for different parts of the job, as opposed to just getting one builder to manage the whole refurb. And if that's the case, then what you want to recognize is if you bring in trades at specific times and you project manage that, if you're able to do that, you're probably going to save a lot of money across the whole project, but it's going to take more of your time. However, if you get somebody to manage all of it, they're probably going to take a project management fee in terms of liaising and getting everything done. So it might cost you a little bit more, but it frees up your time to potentially go out and find more deals or do other stuff. So hopefully that's answered your question. Alex Kerrigan, 95. So are all your buy-to-lets on interest-only mortgages? So as of recording this video, yes they are. I have 2 properties without mortgages, so they're unencumbered properties, and these are really useful where you can essentially leverage that and basically take a loan against it if you want to do a property as well. But I did have repayment mortgages when I first started, when I was 25, so a very long time ago, but I've simply moved to interest only now for cash flow, plus you also still benefit from capital appreciation. Saida, just wanted to congratulate you for hitting 20,000. I'm sure you'll be on 100,000 soon. Thank you so much, Saida. So yeah, maybe I'll get to 100k. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Trying to respond to all of you, even with 20k, is very difficult, but I hope I give you guys enough information. I try and get through to at least every single one of you whenever I can. So thank you so much for that. And who knows where I'll be in a year's time. Lots of underscores S Ramen. Birmingham good for rental. Yeah, it's one of the main locations in the UK. There's certain pockets that obviously rent for a lot more. I know the city centre is very expensive, but you have places around the outskirts as well. You also have areas like your Solihull's and your Harbornes, which is obviously going to be expensive as well. But I'm assuming you're speaking from an investment perspective as well. So what I'd always look for if you're looking to try and get as close to Birmingham, but obviously buy slightly cheaper properties that cash flow well, is you want to look for stuff that has quick transport links. So whether there's a tram or there's a train station or even a bus ride, if anyone takes buses nowadays. Steve P2468, nice username. With buy-to-let, why do most investors seem to get an interest-free mortgage? Okay Steve, so just explain that I obviously do that, but if you check this video out, and by the way guys, if there's any videos I recommend, I'll put them in the description below, so please do check that out as well. And that will explain why I use interest-only mortgages, but also the pros and cons as well. So for yourself, it may be something that you don't want to do. You may just think, actually I prefer a repayment, but it should show you our thought process. Ash Sangu, is there any other videos about your buy-to-let in Stoke? I'm currently looking there. Okay, brilliant. So I have a video on my mistakes. I need to check if that was about Stoke. I've made so many bloody mistakes, but do check that out. I think it is my Stoke property, and I'll link that if it is the one in the description below. Bricks to pounds, to reach my portfolio goals, is documenting on social media necessary to assist with? Okay, so social media has helped me, but if I'm being fully transparent in terms of raising finance, if that's where we're looking at in terms of excelling your portfolio, most of the people who invested in me initially knew me personally. So I do accept that now I'm getting a lot of people who I've not actually met in person, funnily enough, offering me a lot of money on social media because they want to invest in my projects and they want to maybe earn and learn, or they just want to be a part of something where I can help them, and then they have the resources to then go on and maybe do more deals with myself or go by themselves. So I was able to raise probably, I don't know, I'd say off the top of my head, £300,000-400,000 just from friends and family, or people who knew me through a friend and family. Social media has been great for me because I use it for two reasons. One, to come out my comfort zone, and I love progression. I love trying to be better than I was yesterday. And having anxiety my whole life, it was kind of one of those things that I thought, I don't want somebody else with anxiety watching me maybe, or somebody else thinking, I can't do this. Anxiety is crippling me. It's going to stop me from getting to where I want to get to. And I want to show you guys that actually you can pretty much get to wherever you want to get to if you just keep trying. And I know it's harder for people like you and I who have anxiety. So it was kind of, if I can just push the envelope and maybe find my own way of getting my messages out there. So initially I started with Facebook posts. I never really used to take photos of myself. Then I used to take photos. Then I used to do walkthroughs where I wasn't actually on the camera. And it's only recently I've actually started coming on the camera myself. And it has helped me. It has obviously blew up the brand and, you know, the Anxious Investor brand. Can I say brand again? Quite a bit. So it can definitely help, but it's not necessary. Some of the best property investors I know, in fact, most of the best property investors I know aren't even on Instagram. They're not even doing anything social media wise because they're busy out there working. So just make sure you're using it for the right reasons. Again, I use it for transparency. And another reason I use it is to look back at how far I come. One thing that we're all probably guilty of is not giving ourselves enough credit for our progress and how well we've done in life. So essentially, sometimes I'll look back and you'll get a memory on one of your social media apps and you think, bloody hell, was that me like ages ago? And you kind of realize your own growth, whereas when you're in the midst of it, you rarely recognize that. That's probably the longest answer ever. I apologize, guys. Okay, Aiden234123. Do you take damp meter on viewings? So I do have a damp meter in my car. It looks a bit like this. Again, link in the description if you want it. And if I suspect damp, I would definitely smash it into the wall. Well, I won't smash it into the wall. I'll put it into the wall. And yeah, that is a useful thing, especially when you're direct to vendor as well, because if you can show that you know what you're thinking about, and if obviously there is damp in there, you can obviously use that for a negotiation tactic later on. Aiden234123. I was going to say you're being a bit greedy here with the second question, but you just said well done on 20k, so thank you, mate. I appreciate that. William.YaguarQto. I apologize if I butchered that name. So share ownership is good for those who don't have enough money and no enough income. So I have a video on shared ownership here. Again, it's entirely your decision, but please know the drawbacks that I have in there. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I still got man flu. Okay, the _lettings_lady. So the lettings lady. Congrats, and a couple of emojis. Thank you so much. That's also a profile that you may want to check out because she does a lot of work in lettings. Hey guys, so I'm actually editing this video right now, so I've just kind of interrupted this. And what I realized is there is so many more questions, and I was actually having such a great time that the actual video is going to be like 30 minutes long. So essentially what I'm going to do is cut it off here and we'll do a part 2. I promise you I've answered so many more of your questions. I want to try and do this at least once a month. So if you have more questions, follow me over on the Instagram, and I promise you I will get around to answering as many questions as possible. Thanks guys.